Hi traders, good evening. This is Christine and we're going to talk about S&P 500 today. As we all know, the market has not stopped from bleeding since October. And what we're looking at right now is this is the daily time frame in the last 3 years. So this is going back in early 2015 up to December 2018. So what I want to look on this is how deep was the correction back then, looking back. So this was early in October 2015 from 186 to 168. We had a 10% pullback right there, and then on the next tranche to a new high 186.71, and then we had 182.75, which is that is just less than 10% correction, and this is more significant here. Before the S&P 500 trusted above 200, there was a double top at 199.84 and 199.45, and we had a 15% pullback here, as you can see here. Double top correction resolved in a double bottom. The difference here though from what we have in 2018, as you can notice, is that we have printed a higher low for this series between October 15 to 2016, and then after the double top correction, the market has resolute into the continuous uptrend for almost a year and a half, because 2017 was pretty quiet, and then the correction began early in the year, and then we printed a record high back in September. But anyway, the focus for this is that how deep by percentage basis. And early in the year we had a pullback of 12.4% from the first record high that we had at 282.93 to 253 area, and then the next high was 276.79, and then we had the 252.39. So this one we had a by percentage basis we had a lower correction here as we trade under 10%, and this was the September high at 293.22, and our first correction is 12.10, and then the 280.4 right here, and from here the 251, that is 12.1 pullback right there in just a span of probably 13 days from here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, 12 days. And from record high, the S&P 500 is now below, we are below 15% from record high. So definitely the difference from now to from then and now correction is that we are printing a lower highs, which is not good, as we all know. This is the tail on the first correction at 252.39, as you can see, after Federal Reserve announced the hike, the S&P 500 printed at a 52 weeks low today, and then it is below 250. We are a little oversold, but I wouldn't pay attention on the RSI, because during this time RSI does not matter at all. So this is it, the 3 years trend, and if ever that we're gonna make support after this, I would say let me write a line over here, the next support that we will be looking at, because this is the euphoric run over here. This is the first solid consolidation support would be on here at 235. So that is almost like 15 points. And then if we keep correcting, then you're looking at the 200 here for the gap fill. And what's different about today is that if we're looking at the S&P 500 itself, we are just minus 15% from record high. However, what's going on inside the the individual stocks, like especially biotech, mostly are down 30%. And then we have the housing stocks already down 30%, and everything is more like the benchmark is down 30%. Amazon, but if you're gonna look on the longer basis for Amazon, what we're having today is not even relevant, not even significant pullback, because Amazon was once the breakout at $600 and now at $1,400. It's still double from that, about 130% from the breakout point. So this is really worrying times, because if the S&P 500 dropped another 10% from here, what's gonna happen to the small caps biotech, which is most of them are down by 70% now, and for the small mid caps, they're already down by 40%. So are we seeing another 30% decline on internal equities? So this is very fooling right here, the S&P 500, because minus 15%, and yet the impact on the internal equities is really bad, and it's really hard to penetrate the market. It's a lot easier when you like this, the way I say it, because I'm discussing it, but when it happens right before your eyes, the execution is the hard part. So right now we all know that our trend is downtrend, and there are just 7 days to close the 2018, and the bottom it's not showing yet, and probably we're going to be seeing short covering by next year for tax purposes for those who shorted the market. But up to now, up to date, there's no support in the market. This is as sad as it is. Today is the day 1 of technical breakdown, just day 1, not day 10, day 1, as we print day 1 of 52 weeks low. Thank you for listening, and please subscribe on my channel.